There we go. Once again, Chipp. Obviously, I brought Marvelo. Say what's
What's up, everybody?
We did a video last patch, and there weren't any Chipp changes in particular that we were talking about. It was more just how Chipp fitted in with the system and that kind of version of the game. We kind of went over some past changes, but now, obviously, we are in Season 4, and I think it's safe to say he's reworked, correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Seems like a whole new character, and I think it all starts with obviously the Tightrope, the new move. But before we get into that, I guess we can kind of talk about Chipp without the Tightrope, because he is weaker without it. Obviously, the devs' intentions were to make him, play around that move. So I guess we can start with the loss. I mean, first thing is loss of a 3-framer. I believe they
that did affect me, because especially against Pot, for example, like there are situations straight up where like he would jump at me and 100% I would anti-air him with my 5p, and now he just counter hits me straight up. So I don't know, like there's a lot of situations like that where I could have sworn my 5p would have, counter hit them, and now I'm just getting legitimately like counter hit for using it. It doesn't sound like a lot, like 1 frame, but it does impact them in like small situations. It's not like a deal breaker. It's not like a too crazy of a change, but it definitely was a very, very minor nerf.
Of course. And I mean, pretty much without that, I mean, I know they did something like they increased the super damage, but they increased like super damage across the board. And then I know they made his combos. I don't know what the change was exactly. I think it was maybe the K Alpha. I think they made it fall faster, so you're more dependent on. You get your max damage combos now when you have the Tightrope up. So talk to me about solo Chipp.
So example, I would do this. Last patch, if I did super wall break and I did this, I could go quarter in a corner with that combo. You see how like that second 2S whiffs?
Yeah.
That used to combo last patch, and then I could get like another K Alpha into wall break or a Gamma Blade or whatever. Now you can't do that. So you have to do a whack combo like this. And it doesn't do a lot of damage either. Like they nerfed the damage that he does without the Tightrope. So, like, if I do have Tightrope, even just those hits, you see how much more damage I do? That's the big thing, is that, like, the routes that he had before, a lot of them don't really work. But even if you do it, like, near the corner, for example, like, the damage is really locked behind Tightrope.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that last time we talked, when you asked me what I would like for them to do with Chipp, I was like, they need to do something where he does like some ninja move and they change the properties of his moves and whatever, where you could set it up like on our. They kind of did that, but it wasn't like some ninja some ninja motion or whatever. It's like they gave him a Tightrope. They changed the properties of his moves like crazy. And also, I said that this should do more damage in the corner, because it's so whack that it doesn't kill. But then they made Zante Roga deal mad damage. So, they changed them in ways that I thought like he needed to get changed. Even better, they did a great job with the Tightrope. But damn, is he way different and way harder to play now. At the end of the day, that's really what the problem is with Chipp right now, is that like I personally think he's better overall. The damage, if I get the Tightrope out and I hit anything, I'm going to hit you for a lot. But getting the Tightrope out in some matchups is hard. Knowing how to use it is hard. He has like so many different like mix-ups off of it. Left, right with that. He could fake cross up with that. I could go on the top rope, hit you low. Go on the top rope, last second overhead. The mix-ups are potent with it, but they're all manually timed. And when you have something that's like manually timed instead of auto timed like this, it makes it so that it's harder and you're less consistent. So I personally think he's better, but he's harder. And of course, I don't think like the potential of the Tightrope is being met right now fully. Every week we're all getting better with it. Like all the Chipps, we're all like in communication. We have like a Chipp Discord where we're all just like, hey, look what I found. This is, really, that's where we're at. But in matches, I'm straight up just like, let me just tightrope here and do this. Let me tightrope here and then do this. Let me tightrope here and throw this. And like just literally experimenting in matches, and I'm losing because of it. But I think like at the end of the day, I have to like get, you know, my ass beat using it a ton of times so I could know like the extent of it. I call it like calibrating. Like I made a joke like back then where I was just like, I'm just gonna 6P like a million times every, you know, every match to figure out like when I should do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to do it where like, oh, let me just 2D here. And then you'll start to recognize like, oh, I shouldn't 2D here, but it's really good in this situation.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
And then that's how you improve. And it's the same with the tightrope. Tightrope isn't like a one-to-one change like Rock for Ram or Fish for Anji, which were like just straight up upgrades. Like Anji, there's no nuance on when to use Fish.
Of course.
You're spinning, they hit the spin, you fish, and you're plus a million, or you knock them down and you get Oki.
Yeah.
There's no nuance.
Of course.
Tightrope, it's complicated.
Of course.
Complicated.
And to add on to what you were saying, I think one of the cooler things with Chipp, even if some of the Chipp players out there are not the most happy with the change, or I guess the addition of the move, I think it's really cool that. So when we did the video last, you were taken away by Gio's new move where she powers up her current special moves, and then they get like the enhanced versions. Well, as cool as that would be, it would also kind of pigeonhole Chipp into just this Rekka character, which, you know, it like sure it could have been potentially stronger than what the current tightrope is now. It could have been broken, it could have been weak. We don't know because we don't have it, and it never will come. But you know. I think it's cool that they made him new. Like May, they just gave her another addition to the Dolphin, which she was already a Dolphin spammer, right? Anji was literally only spin, and they pigeonholed him more into spin, right? So I think it's cool seeing moves like Axel Tornado, Chipp Rope, which I do believe is the most in-depth new move in the game. You know, I think it's cool seeing this. I think it's a really unique. I don't think anyone would have thought of this.
Dude, it's so hype. Like it gives them like crazy corner to corners. You know, like when you think the combo's gonna drop, it's not over.
Yeah.
You know, like so super cool move. Gives them a lot, and there's a lot of nuance to it because like let's say I put the tightrope out. With the tightrope out, I could do this. I could dismount, which causes you to get into the air, and then now you're in the air, and then I could like anti-air you. I could do this, right, and run on top of it. So like a lot of people they air to air me, right? If I get on the tightrope, they'll air to air me like that, right? But what you could do, you could 5K, or you could hit them while you're on it. You could, you know, you could actually play neutral when you're on the tightrope. It's just hard.
Yeah.
The tightrope's hard to control, but. And there's a lot of potential with it.
And I think some of the questions I want to ask you. So first, let's start with from where you are now to when you first saw the move to when you first like played your first couple matches with it. What has been the development in terms of your thoughts on the move? Like, because obviously, you know, you're saying that you're learning more each week and week. But, you know, from looking at it and I guess the kind of character that Chipp is, you wouldn't really think you would have something like this, right? So what did you think it was going to be? And then now that you have it and you're developing with it, like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, not like strength wise, but like how you use it, like differently than you thought you would, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm using it pretty much exactly like how I thought I would.
Okay.
But I will say that it's the most fun addition they've done to Chipp. Like, Chipp is a new character. I love novelty. I love new things. I wanted him to be changed. I wanted them to give him EX moves, something to make him more fun because he was just so linear. It was just this over and over again. Okay, let me do Rekka, pressure, super, rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Now it's like, oh, let me put the rope out. Oh, let me K alpha to the rope. As soon as I see a whiff, I could instead of just doing 5K or far slash, I could K alpha to the rope and then you know, do 5H or something, you know.
Yeah.
he just is so much more fun. And the fact that you have to manually time his setups makes him a lot more technical. Like a lot of people, a lot of Chipps, like especially like in the lower elos, like they're saying that he's way nerfed. And the thing is that like in some ways I could see what they're saying, but the thing is like his simplicity is just not there anymore. And so to really push him to his limit, you have to start approaching him like a technical character, because he is a technical character now. And on top of like having manually timed setups, combos that you have to like know the combo you're doing, you know, to know whether, you know, you could stay on the bottom of the rope, or if you could go on the top of the rope, you know, like this. You have to have like a lot of situational awareness to like really like open him up.
Yeah.
And all the manual timings, all the nuances now in matchups, because Chipp always struggled with like 2Ks, right?
Yeah.
Like if you throw 2K out, it would like
low profile
beat my far slash very, very often. You know? But now if I have the tightrope out and I know you're gonna throw a 2K, I could straight up like from a certain distance just like you know, punish you for throwing it. You know?
Yeah.
So this actually makes it really, really good in like specific matchups where he just didn't have an answer for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And then the other thing that's like really huge with the tightrope is against characters, you know, like Testament, for example, that had really good 2Ks, had really, really, really annoying anti-airs that I really like. Back in the last patch, it was just like, damn, I don't know how to get through the fireball. I don't know how to get through the 2K without taking like some sort of big risk, because I couldn't jump at them. They're going to 6P. They're going to air throw me. You know, they're going to low profile my jumping, whatever. But now the thing is, the other way to approach neutral with the tightrope is you put the tightrope out, you run on top of it, and you jump over them. And what this does is like a lot of people, they 6P it early. So if they see this happening, they'll like if you 6P me right when I'm like, I could actually just like jump over the 6P and then get a full combo like this. So just that gives them like a new way to approach neutral in those matchups that were like, I mean, pretty hard, you know? So that fixed that. It gave them better mix too, like in the corner. Like if I have the tightrope out, now you have to guess whether or not I'm going to K alpha to the tightrope and hit you like that, or whether I'm going to get on top of the tightrope and make you whiff a 6P.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like to beat this, like do mash 6P. You press 6P?
Yeah. Let me do it again one time. Yeah.
Wow, that beats your 6P?
Maybe I'm pressing late? Let me try one more time.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Got a wax CPU 6P or something? I don't know. So, okay. So then to beat the 6P, you see? Now I could RPS with that. Okay. Alternatively, if I do Alpha Blade, like if you mash 6P, I could do Gamma Blade to beat your 6P.
Yeah.
You know? So my offense now is like not as linear, because before it was like, oh, let me just do this into Rekka and then do nothing, right? Mm-hmm. And then sometimes people would just dash up and hit me.
Yeah.
Right? But if I have the tightrope out, I could do that, you know? I could just surprise you. You know? I could just put the tightrope out and do that. Mm-hmm. I could put the tightrope out, you know, and you know, just like go backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. I could do this. His tightrope normals are very, very good because they're very disjointed. 5H in particular is very good.
Yeah.
6H is really good. Un-6Pable normal. So like if you try to 6P it, for example,
yeah,
you know, it'll either clash or you'll just straight up lose. Which is really nice, like this.
Yeah.
And then it leads to a big wall combo like that.
Do you think that Chipp's mix up with the obviously like I know he still has like the left right mix-ups, but obviously the reward off it is worse because you're supposed to have the tightrope up to do combos now. But do you think just the mix-up is better now, or do you think it was better before?
I think it's better now because there's more options. It's just harder to do.
Yeah.
That's same side. You know, cross up. The mix-ups are tight. And you could also do stuff like, you know.
Yeah.
And so because of that, it gives them different options. You know, and then once you're used to that, you know, you could like empty jump throw. You could, I mean, you could do a bunch of shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has like some shit with BRC off of this too.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that. But it's like obviously like not as straightforward. Like this was good because it was like either I stayed same side or I crossed you up, and it was pretty straightforward. You know, now I can't do that combo, but yeah, like it made him harder, and so the technical challenge is there, but he's gonna be worse in the meantime until like people really.
Of course.
Yeah, master the.
Do you think that? And I know it's a different playstyle, but do you think that this Chipp move helped do maybe some playstyle that you were trying to do before on Chipp? Do you think it went in the direction of your playstyle, or do you think it actually went away and it's like, and that's why it's harder to master this character once again?
I feel like it. I don't know if it went away. It definitely made him way more fun, and so if that's what you want to say about, you know, the playstyle matching, then it matches my playstyle because now I could just jump around like Spider-Man and have movement, all these different things. Like if he's like some sort of Marvel character, you know?
Yeah,
he's just, I'm just making so many mistakes with him still. And as Chipp, mistakes are incredibly punishing.
Yeah.
So before it was like you know, because it was like so straightforward, yeah, like I can't make mistakes, but it was easier to play perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh shit, I messed up the media. I got thrown. He RC'd the throw. I took 70%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I got hit with a DP because I messed up the safe jump. Or, you know, I tried to use this combo and then the combo dropped and he hit me or whatever, you know? And, there's so many situations like that are just, you know.
Of course. And you mentioned that there's some matchups where it is used. And I guess kind of want to touch up on that a bit. So, you know, you've mentioned before as well that you have been just doing stuff, right? Just kind of putting on the screen, just running around, getting beat, but like then like kind of collecting the data and then going back and seeing where it's best used. How do you, I guess what's one of the misunderstanding that like people would think about the tightrope? Like what's something that, I don't know, it looks one way, but it's like actually not that. It's more this, or is it still too early? You don't even.
I don't answer that. I feel like people are just like, I don't know what to do against a tightrope, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't play your character. It's as nuanced as it is. The answers might be nuanced too. You know what I mean? So like, the basic is like, if you think I'm gonna tightrope at you, throw a 6p or a 5p or something, you know? Because these moves have like a lot of startup. To go on the tightrope and hit a button like off rip like this, that's like 30 plus frames of startup. You know what I mean? So if you can't react to that, I don't know. But the thing is that because I have the option to not run on it, that means that like the next I could K alpha to it and then do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like if to beat this, right, you 6p, right? So like if I do this, right? Yeah, exactly. But if I see, there's ways to like get around those things. But at the end of the day, it's going to be RPS. I find the most annoying thing to deal with right now is air to airing it. So like if I put this out there and I jump at you, you could sometimes just like air to air like a rising normal, and I'll get counter hit. Like Happy Chaoses are good at doing that which sucks.
Yeah,
because they could do like jump P, gunshot, dash up, close slash or whatever, you know? It's so lame.
It's pretty like,
lame. Come on, give me this, give me something.
You
know. So so I guess like there is like a lot of RPS that it's introducing.
Yeah.
But we just don't know like the most effective answers, you know, yet.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's a good ass move. So like, you could do stuff like, for example, block this, right?
Oh.
So like using the 5K, for example, is good. You could, if you try, maybe, could you 6P that? Let me see. Oh. Like if I hit you with the 5K.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me try this again. Okay, hold on. You see?
Yeah.
You could use it to like cross you up.
Yeah.
You could do, like I said, the 6H is really good. One other thing is like, there's also like a lot of potential in the corner. So like, if I manage to do a 6H on you in the corner.
Okay, hit or block?
Block. But try to press after the 6H.
Okay.
Right? See how you get counter hit? That's a safe jump, which blows up 6Ps and safe jumps reversals.
Oh, wow.
And it just continues his pressure. So like, even if you get hit or if you block this, you know, the situation is like really in my favor, you know?
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I know that his rope normals are definitely like disjointed. I know that was like the meme of like Chipp running at you with these big disjointed buttons. I think one thing outside of the type rope that did get changed is University they did nerf 6Ps, and I think this does help Chipp a lot, but I could be wrong. Talk to me about, have you felt it in gameplay? Is it
the 6P nerf?
Not to Chipp specifically, his 6P, but playing around.
My 6P is better because he had like one of the longest recoveries for a 6P before, and now they shortened it by a lot. So now in neutral, I'm like dashing up 6P.
Yeah.
And in situations where they would 100% be able to punish, now I'm able to block. So that's really good because Chipp having a 6P like that, where he's like so fast, is very good.
What about fighting 6Ps? Does it feel a lot easier to play around?
It's the same. And also, you know, Chipp now has a lot of ways to get around 6Ps, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And this, I mean, his 6-8 on the rope beats 6Ps. The 5H beats it too. You know, if I hit on the tip. So yeah.
Is there ever a time where you're playing and like, you know, you're kind of like, let's say you're autopiloting and like you don't have the rope set up and you're like playing without the rope, and then you're like, let's say you lose that round and it's like you didn't like really get the opportunity to use the rope. Is there ever a time where you're just like, yeah, nah, like, dude, I hate this. Like I like I hate having like to.
It's a good question.
Like have the rope up. Like I wish I could just, you know, play like, for example, it's like if Sin, like for example, since the stamina comes back longer, right? There's times where you get a hit and before like the stamina just like came back, right? And then you hit him, you're like, oh, like that's all, like, oh, I wish I just had old Sin, right? Like, do you ever get that feeling of like you feel so like, you know, you know what I'm trying to ask, like,
yeah, absolutely. So like, it's actually, that's a good question, but the thing is that like I don't think of it like that. I swear I've had the thought where it was like, damn, I tried to play solid neutral and I lost because I didn't put the rope out.
Yeah.
I should have just stayed with the same shit and literally just like ran on top of them, did the same basic like tightrope stuff, and it would have won me the game. Instead of being like, let me put the tightrope out, let me play super solid neutral, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I swear it's more like, when in doubt, put the tightrope out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
It's like, just put that crap out as no matter what it takes, because once I'm able to kind of like, you know, mix up my trajectory a lot, even if I just put it out and do something like that, people jump in the air.
Yeah.
And then once they're in the air, I can 6P. And then what's really interesting is that he has like a lot of tech, right? So like if you jump at me, right, when I have the tightrope out and you throw a normal and you like just like that, do it again.
Oh wow.
He could get a full conversion
off 6P.
Off 6P with the tightrope out.
Let me try doing it higher. Maybe if I do the IED from a little higher. Oh, wait, let me... That's so cool.
You know?
Yeah.
Super cool. Where before he would just get Rekka. You know, he gets like pretty much like a pretty far move. He'll most of the time get like a wall break. Okay. You know, so that's pretty cool. He gets like a lot of I mean, it changes the way he plays like a lot, and like all the a lot of Chipp players are lost. That's the thing,
of course.
So we'll see where he ends up. But one thing that's like really annoying too is that although he's much better, for example, like before, if I get a corner splat, now when I do Zanze Roga, this does so much damage.
Yeah, like there's actually a reason to use it sometimes.
Huge buff he got. Huge buff he got. Another huge buff he got that isn't talked about a lot is you could get wall run from counter hit slashes in the corner. So, for example, if you press after the first close slash in the corner, yeah, this combo didn't exist before.
Oh.
You see the damage?
Yeah.
So like if you get counter hit by a slash in the corner, I could typically, if I convert it quick enough, I could get a wall run combo.
Okay, that's cool.
Huge buff. Because most people like to press after like Gamma Blade, right? So if you block a Gamma Blade and you oh, what the fuck?
There we go.
You see, like it's sometimes you whiff it, but
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you get huge buff. So the thing is, Chipp got all these buffs, right? He got so many buffs, but a lot of characters got a lot of buffs too. Like Sin being as good as he is.
Yeah.
Ram is a different character. Gold Lewis is, I don't even know what the hell is happening with Gold Lewis sometimes. He's just swinging the behemoth, and I'm just blocking and praying, and then I just die.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, that's how it be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that this Chipp playstyle, you mentioned before that since it's manual timed, you know, you can mess up more, but I'm more talking about his, I guess, just the way that you, like, just going on the rope in general. So, first question is, how good do you think the rope is in neutral? I know you mentioned before that there's some matchups where it is good, but just in general, like, how good
I think it's really good.
Okay.
I give it like an 8 out of 10. Because the thing is, like, it's hard to use. You can't just run up at somebody and do this because, you know, they could just 6p you or react or whatever. But just by having it out and doing like a lot of baits on people, you know, or like when you see them whiff a normal and you have the tightrope out, now you can engage safely, you know? That's all really, really good. It also gives him like new approaches. Like people whiff 6p against me all the time trying to deal with this. So then they start air to airing me, right? And then if you air to air him, I can hit you. So like air to air me, right? So like if I go you see how like he could actually like he has like options. You know?
Yeah.
He could do hold on. You see how like yeah, there's that. There's you see even just like
you know,
just the fake things like that, the fakes. And then if I ever do hit you with it out, my damage is significantly higher.
Yeah.
So it's like in your best interest to just get the tightrope out as much as possible.
Of course. And do you think that this tightrope, like neutral, is riskier? Do you think it's safer or more risky than like the typical grounded way that Chipp would play?
Right now, it's riskier because I don't know the nuance. It's like, is this really good?
Yeah.
Is that good? I don't know. Is it good to do this in this situation? I don't know. I'm using it, and sometimes it's hitting. Other times I'm getting hit. So it's like, is it worth to play into this RPS that might not favor Chipp because of his low health? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was referring to. Like the lower HP, riskier playstyle, it's, you know.
Yeah, it's like maybe you shouldn't use it at all. Maybe you should just like fake it all day, and then when you do get a hit, you have the rope out, and then you could
take advantage of it,
take advantage of that. Or, you know, use it sparingly, you know, and then when they whiff something, then, you know, do stuff like that.
Have you been watching anyone else play the character? Like, is there anyone else that's kind of like developing the tech? Like maybe a Japanese player or, you know, someone else that...
I mean, I've seen, you know, Samito play. We're all sharing stuff like in the Discord, like in the Chipp Discord, like SSF, Elo, all these different you know, good Chipp players. We're all trying to build it together. But I think the same thing that's happening to me is happening to most Chipps, where we're just like, how do I really effectively use this thing? You know?
And until then, do you think his consistency went down in terms of like winning? I mean, like
temporarily. That's what I believe. I think for now, we're getting our asses beat, you know, because we're dropping shit, and then there's like basic ass characters that just do derp, like elk hunt, no offense, elk hunt into plus frames, into, you know, when it's my turn. It's like super easy in comparison. That's okay. That's okay. That's just the character I chose is technical, high skill, low health, you know, and characters like that take time to develop. It's like Akuma in Street Fighter V. When the character first came out, Tokido was getting his ass beat. Okay. And he would put out, I'm getting my ass beat right now. That's okay. But it's worth it. And then guess what? He won Evo against Punk soon after that. So sometimes you just got to get the ass beats out of the way before you master the character that's like a little bit more challenging than he was before.
Of course. And yeah, no. Oh my gosh, I was about to ask. What was I? Dude, I literally, you just have it on your brain. You're just like, oh my gosh.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, no. One of the things I was gonna ask you. Oh yes, okay, there it is. I remember. So, usually with these videos on this new patch, it's usually, again, it's been pretty early since I've been recording them into the patch, so people kind of aren't really sure. But out of anyone that I've done a video with, you are the most expressive about your character on Twitter and like your thoughts on. And I see that you say, oh, like, you know, you went from last patch, yo, Chipp is mid as hell, right? To oh, yo, Chipp might be top. He might be top tier, right? So
because he has so much more depth, and like a character with such a high skill ceiling, it's like, how good are they? I don't know. I can't tell you, but I will say I have way more hope in Chipp now than I did before. Chipp was just so straightforward. There was like nothing you could really do against this. Like, no matter what they tell you, it's like, oh, you have to play, you know, you have to play at this range, and then they throw a 2K, and then I have to use dash 2K, because if I use 5K, his 2K will counter hit me. Or if they do 2S, I'll get hit. So I have to dash block into 2K, right? But then they backdash it, and then I get put into more, you know, pressure. And then there really wasn't like a solid answer to a lot of those like Chipp counterplay options that some characters had.
Of course.
Now, the fact I could like have at least a tightrope out, and then like if I think you're gonna do that tightrope, do this, you know, into this much damage, is like, I think it's huge. It's just, all I'm saying is give us Chipp mains a month, and then we'll tell you whether or not he's worse or not. I think he's better. I think he's better. I think he has very, very high potential. I think he has a lot more nuanced counterplay options. I think, you know, he could just straight up RPS you in the corner with the tightrope, you know? And then once people figure out like more cheap like options, he'll be even better, you know?
And let's talk about matchups a bit. Obviously, you don't have all the answers for me. It's still a little too early. But I mean, you, from someone that's in servers with you, you've been playing. I know you've been trying to get the hold of this character, right? As you know, you've been playing a lot. You know, how does he feel in terms of like? Okay, one is what matchups just feel like. Damn, I wish I just had old Chipp. Like, I wish I could, you know, this rope shit don't work in this. Like, not, this one is just, you know, not
no
good.
Matchup. No
really?
No matchup.
Wow.
He feels better in every matchup.
So the rope is something you can use in every matchup?
Yes. Every matchup, at least in some capacity. So the thing is that he feels better in every matchup as far as, like, if you're a skilled player, you have options now. It's not just like, I feel like before it was like I had to be like so right in order to like win. Now it's like I have options, you know, and I don't have the mastery of those options yet, but it opened the door for Chipp to really, really creatively like outplay his opponent. The problem is that Chipp feels stronger. Other characters feel stronger now too.
Of course.
Sin is harder. Now, does Chipp lose to Sin now? I don't think so. I think it's probably in Chipp's favor in some capacity. Like probably Chipp favored. I don't know. Testament feels easier. Happy Chaos feels a little easier, even though it's still like hard because 2K is just too good. So yeah, a lot of characters feel easier. Some characters feel harder for now. First week, I was like, Slayer is impossible. I swear, I was like, Slayer is impossible now. But the more I've been experimenting with the Tightrope, you realize when I get on the Tightrope, the map whiffs completely.
Yeah.
So then and his anti-airs are very bad.
Yeah.
So I could literally do this, and then he'll whiff a 6P, and then I could just corner him, you know? So now it's like not as bad as I once thought. Nago feels way harder because his damage output is harder. But then the more I've been playing it, the more I'm like, maybe it's not that bad. You know, it's just like, I can't really say like how much easier a matchup is, not for like another month, because I'm just making so many improvements every day, you know?
Yeah. And I guess what I was more asking in terms of the Tightrope, like, obviously you can use it in every matchup, but I was more referring to the neutral Tightrope. Can you feel that you can use the Tightrope in neutral, like, in every matchup?
Oh, every matchup.
Wow.
Every match, because like if I put the Tightrope out against Happy Chaos, as soon as I think he's gonna do a 2S or a 2K, I could K Alpha and do this, just like that.
Wow, that's so fast. So yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and then in other characters, I got the Tightrope out. I'm fighting Testament. I do this. They whiff a 6P or they threw a fireball. I just counter hit them into a wall break. You know?
Okay.
So the Tightrope, okay, yeah. I could do this. Oh, they jumped in the air. Okay, let me air to air them, put them into block stun. Do this, you know, do you know, a block string into that, which you can't 6P, you know what I mean? Like so at neutral, it gives them just way more approaches. And so yeah, it's like hard to put it out sometimes. But the fact I could like mix up my options is great.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. I like seeing moves that can be used in every matchup. I know, I guess, speaking of like the new moves, because I know like Axel, his is pretty situational, right? And I know some of the other characters are pretty situational as well. Obviously, Anji's like, yo, you're just always gonna use it, right? But yeah, no, that's
exactly. That's like the whole point, because some characters, their new moves are pretty easy.
Yeah.
Chipp, and it's like such in the Chipp fashion that his move wasn't just like super straightforward. You know, they made him like way more technical, which is like something like he had in the past. In the past, he was like a bit more technical. They gave him just like a completely new approach in so many ways. And I think it's, you know, because like he just dies so easily, we're getting our asses beat, but it's a temporary thing, I think. And I'd be curious to see like where he ends up like 3 months from now, you know?
Yeah. I'm also mentioning like the damage and HP. Chipp did receive more HP, but you know, they did try to lower the damage, but it feels like they raised the damage by a bit. And Chipp actually being like the lowest or second lowest now. He's no longer the lowest.
Milia is the lowest.
Does it feel, I don't know, like do you feel like he dies quicker now because of how the damage works in the game now? Like, do you think this adds, if yes, do you think this adds to his difficulty in terms of being a harder character, since it's, you know, easier to die, I guess, right?
I think it's the same. Like, it's pretty much, that's always a Chipp thing. You have to play perfect. You have to be right a lot.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, yeah, like you have to be perfect. You have to be like on it, but the health changes. It feels like about the same. Like if I mess up, I'm gonna die. It's not really too crazy. I haven't really noticed it too much, like the health improvement or whatever. It feels about the same.
Yeah, that's how I feel for Zados. It feels about the
Yeah.
same. It just feels like sometimes I die a little quicker. I don't know. Damn, some of the... Yeah, I don't know. Lastly, I want your thoughts overall. And this is even like a Chipp question. But overall, your thoughts on Season 4. I know that a lot of people are unhappy with it. And I know there's a lot of complaints about, you know, various things. But overall, again, not really just about Chipp. But how do you feel about the game? Do you think like poorly executed but had the right ideas? What are your thoughts?
I like it, honestly.
Oh, wow.
I feel, but like I said, like I'm biased. Like Chipp is so much more fun to play now. He's way more fun. He's not as boring. I was like desperate for something new with Chipp. He was so whack before, you know. He's way cooler now, way more fun. And the thing is like in the beginning of the patch with Ram having her sword being like literally broken, I thought, you know, that was obviously like crazy that they released it in that condition. But that's a temporary thing that's been resolved. Some of the decisions they made with certain characters, I feel like, are kind of crazy. Like Sin, you know, May, you know, I guess like Ram, like characters that like their enders now are like so plus. Doesn't really make any sense to me. Like Ram Rekka 3, leaving her plus doesn't make any sense. Sin's, you know, typical, like, you know, what's that move called? Is it Beak Driver? What's that one?
Yeah, it's plus. Beak Driver. This +6 right here.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Bro, you gotta hear me out, man.
Yeah, so to me, that's like, I don't know, an interesting decision. Yeah. But it doesn't actually feel like too crazy for some reason. I feel like, yeah, they gave him another opportunity, but his mix is still like whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. That's why this is a little off topic, but that's why I said he feels better versus people with, like, for example, if you like backdash on hit and I catch your backdash with this, like you're going through the wall. Like if I have the stamina, like you're just, you know, you're going through, or if you just get filtered by this, right? Like
you're you know messed up. But that's like kind of slow. Is that 20 frames? 21 frames? 21 frames. It's slower than a 5D.
Yep.
So like if you get hit by that, that's kind of on you.
That's what I'm... This is why Marvelo's my guy, bro.
You know,
that's my guy.
It's reactable. He has reactable mix. It's like, yeah, it's hard. It's like not the easy. It's like he has it as an option, but it's reactable. His strike throw is like his best mix.
Yeah, of course. It's being expensive now. Now that it's not just a bot having to go into this to like really get like his, you know, he can go off this, he can go off this, right? It's a lot more. Again, that's why I think he's easier because, you know, but there's some things that make him harder for sure. Yeah. I am glad though that Chipp is harder. I think he's way cooler, harder. I don't think the argument of he's baby easy is even a thing anymore. I don't think anyone will.
I never even said I would always diss people that said that because like even before he had like micro walk, you had to like micro walk to convert, and then it was like you have to play perfect all the time, so that made him hard, but not the hardest. Now he has all of that still, very nuanced combos, and he has no health, and the tightrope is like not easy to utilize. So
of course.
So yeah, I think overall I think this patch is better. Wild Assault isn't as potent anymore. I mean, like whatever combo into Wild Assault I do is like, you know, it's not like that much damage.
But you would agree Chipp is probably like now especially is one of the like characters. I'm not gonna say he's one of the worst users of Orange Wild Assault, but it's like he doesn't really need it as he's not as dependent on it, correct?
He's definitely not. He doesn't really use it like too crazy. But I mean, like even like if I hit you with it, like the damage it deals isn't a lot, and I think that's like universal. Like, you know, I think they balance Wild Assault like somewhat well. It's not really like how it was like in the beginning of season 3 or whatever.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So that was a positive change, and then the characters are different, and I think like with new seasons, I prefer when they radically change the game. Over when they don't and they just do like little safe micro, you know, changes. Yeah. So overall, I think the patch is better. I think a lot of people just don't like how their characters changed, and so that creates a lot of issues. But you know, I feel like as someone that has been playing fighting games for a long time, I always appreciate a chance to learn new combos, learn new setups, but not everybody's like that. There were a lot of people like, oh my god, my character's so different. I got to learn new combos and new setups. This really sucks. I do not see it like that at all. You know?
Yeah.
I see it as like, oh shit, new shit I got to learn. Awesome. You know?
And one of the, I guess this is the last thing I'll ask you. For the new patch that we're getting, that the devs, you know, said we're getting a new patch, hopefully before the end of the year. Is there anything you're expecting in particular? Not even with Chipp, but like with the game. I know you said you like this patch, but are you hoping for nerfs to characters? Are you hoping for buffs to the lower characters? Are you maybe looking for a system mechanic change? Anything in particular, or kind of just whatever? Like it is what it is.
I don't have an enemy right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm losing because of myself right now. Exactly. Not because a character is like so overpowered and broken. You know,
it's so cool that you can say that. I no one would ever admit that. It's
yeah, I'm losing because I'm fucking getting hit. You know, but I'm getting hit trying to do crazy shit. It is what it is. That's my fault. That's me, not the game being trash or whatever. Yeah. I like the game. You know, whatever.
Of course.
You know, I'm rare. Like I'm one that's like willing to admit. I fucking like the game. Like, it's fun. I mean, it's not my favorite game. It's not like Marvel 3 where I could play that like crack. But it's good enough where I actually enjoy like just playing like a 1st to 10 here and there, you know, trying to get better. And I'm still learning all the time. So like, that's all you could ask for in a game.
Of course. Yeah, no, I'm super excited to see what you're doing with Chipp in the future. Yeah, no. What is for the people? What is the next offline that you're going to? In case people want to know,
I'm gonna be at CEO Otaku. That's happening in December.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be there.
Oh, soon.
Should have a lot of competition, and it's at a fun event. It's at Holiday Matsuri.
Yeah.
It's usually like a bunch of anime fans show up.
Yeah.
And a good mix of different communities. So we'll see how I do. Hopefully, I take it. It's gonna be pretty stacked. And I got a month to that's like how I'm seeing it. I'm like, I got like less than a month to master the tightrope.
There you go.
We'll see what happens.
I will put Marvelo's YouTube. He uploaded a video about Chipp. If you're watching and you play Chipp and you want to figure out, or you're just interested in picking up the character, you want to go and, you know, see how the tightrope, you're wondering how the tightrope works, you're wondering what you can do off it, situations you can use it in. Marvelo did just post a video, so go check that out. I'll link it. I'll put his YouTube channel on the screen along with his Twitter and his Discord in case you want to get in contact with him.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, no. And your Twitch, of course. You also stream. I know you stream some of your tournament runs.
I typically stream almost every Monday. At least Monday. Obviously, I'm a busy man. I'm a salary man. Mondays are like my day that I get to just chill and play Strive.
Yeah.
So I always enter TNS. That's like the most practice I get during the week is Mondays.
Yeah.
So tune in Monday nights. See if the Chipp could win TNS. It's been a while since I've been able to do it. I've gotten second a few times, third a few times. First is the goal. I keep getting gate kept by Jack or Danny. You know what I mean? So.
Dude, I entered a bracket the other day and I lost the Jack. Oh, you were in the bracket, but. Dude, oh my gosh,
it's too good, bro. I don't know this. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't get it.
Listen, okay, listen. There's no way the Happy Chaos is not. Jack is really good, but come on, I don't care what they do to Happy Chaos, bro. There's no way this character is never leaving the top 5, bro. Like, there's no.
I swear. Because it's like, is it like possible for a character that's like mid-tierish to win as consistent as Jack is? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That in even before this patch, like even when he was still winning, you had other Happy Chaos. Like you would have Hazen would pop out, Darren would pop out, Krieg would pop out. Like there would be like 5 other Happy Chaoses that could just take it.
You played Happy Chaos for a bit, so you understand how he works.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that character, like, he's just.
He's broken.
He's broken. He's so. No, I remember when people were saying. I think it was the patch where burst just like was always like around. You got so much burst from wall sticks and wall slumps. I remember people were like, "Yo, Happy Chaos is mid tier," and I think I saw you at Arc World Tour. Yeah, that's where it was, Arc World Tour, and you're like, "Listen, guys, Happy Chaos, best character in the game."
I've been saying because I don't give a fuck. First of all, I'm the type of person that my ego is strong enough not to just circle jerk somebody else's opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I make my own opinion. If I feel like Happy Chaos is broken, I'm going to tell you Happy Chaos is broken. My opinion at the time, Happy Chaos is broken. You could disagree, call me scrubby, call me ass, all these. Like, you can say whatever you want. I feel it's unfair to have unreactable mix, a neutral as strong as his, gunshot. Like, there are
the combos, like ball break on every hit.
Yeah, I mean, Kano, you understand. I got eliminated at Evo by 2 Happy Chaoses that prevented me from making top 8.
Yeah.
You know, I felt I was gapping so hard. I mean, I was 6K'ing the 2Ks in neutral. Crap like that. I was gapping beyond.
You were on one that day. I remember. You beat Zondo that day. I remember.
I still lost. My gap percentage was like 400%, and I still lost. To me, that's broken because it's so obvious. A character that could just like close slash you, shoot a gun, 2K, shoot a gun, 5D, shoot a gun, dash up, throw, reload, do it again. Like that's broken. Is it like, am I the only one that's like that sees it? You know, like other characters eventually like they run out of steam.
Yeah,
you know, it's. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like Happy Chaos's neutral is just so strong.
It's broken, and the reward off it is broken.
Yeah, he gets a steady aim shot, dash up, close, 2K throw. Like, you know, like that's broken. Like I have to be really nuanced before I'm able to like earn a single mix-up opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's dude. Oh man, that character is. Yeah, I entered the bracket. You were there. I fought Jack, and it just like. Listen, I'm not taking anything away.
Jack is the
he is the GOAT. He is definitely like the best player. He is. We are not coming for Jack. Jack is literally the best. Like I don't think there's any. You look at like any ranking site, like you look at like Icarus, you look at brackets, like just graphics. He's always first, right? However, man, I saw like someone post a tier list of like characters better than Happy Chaos. I was like, stop. Stop. Like, dude,
yeah, get out of here. It's like I don't know. The EU is with Happy Chaos for some reason. I don't know.
I don't understand it either, but yeah, that but yeah, no. Anyways, thank you, Marvelo, for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for watching. And by the time this during this recording, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so if I bet when it goes up, Thanksgiving already passed. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and yeah, until next time, thank you.